Well, good evening, welcome, and hello, and welcome, and good evening, and good night, and greetings and salutations, and welcome and hello once again. It is me, it is I, Danny Deals, the man with the plan. You were watching, of course, Un Poco Mas After Dark, just a late night edition. We just take it down. We just, light a few candles, pour a nice glass of Chablis, and we talk SOFI stock, of course. Ticker symbol is SOFI. And again, thank you for tuning in to Un Poco Mas. Um, I believe, want to thank Flint Creek Soap Company, by the way. I think my manager has your package. I have not been able to get a hold of them to get it, but I'm sure I will tomorrow. So, really appreciate you. Matt Flo, hello and welcome. Hello and welcome, Matt Flo. Technical Investor Wong has no life. Welcome to the club, Technical Investor Wong. Welcome to the online world of turds, ne'er-do-wells, hunchbacks. Who else is out there amongst us? Lepers. No. In any case, guys, what's up, Beach Boy? What's up, Dreb Dad? What's up? Yeah, Flint Creek. I can't wait though. Princess J can't wait. Reposted on YouTube. What's going on, Matt Flo? How's it going? Guys, of course, if it is any day, I don't know what day, um, I want to talk SoFi stock, ticker symbol is SOFI. Guys, interesting day on the stock. A lot of people were sort of upset because, we gave up some of the gains that we saw yesterday, but it's kind of like what you normally see. If there's more of a mild short on the stock, it's going to go down a bit. If there's really no shorting and just any covering or a flat day, the stock's going to go up considerably. Um, what did we see today, guys, in terms of the short interest? Well, first off, yesterday when the data came out, they pumped the short all the way up to 158 million shares, which was an increase of 8 million shares in just the last 2 weeks. So when you consider, I think there was a holiday in there. It's basically let me see if I can stretch out and reach my sparkling water. Apologies to Not a Lurker. I know it's like midnight out in his time and he has to sleep, so I did not bother him. Hopefully, his dog didn't wake him up when he got the notification. But money is always appreciated. I know he supports the channel even when he's sleeping. But guys, hello and welcome. So, short interest up to 158 million. Cost to borrow continues to go up. Short interest of free float is now 17.3%. If you look at what they did today, guys, very, very suspect, if you will. You guys are suspect. Um, as Ben Asfleck once said while being interviewed for a job working for some type of defense contractor. If you've ever seen the film Good Will Hunting, it's actually about my life story. I used to mop the floors at a very prestigious college. The only difference was I wasn't really good at math. I didn't meet a, beautiful British girl, didn't live happily ever after, didn't have, an abusive childhood. I just none of that actually happened. I just bought the SoFi stock. But anyway, guys, during the trading day, you see basically all afternoon they had borrowed about 1.5 million shares. Now, after hours, it just shows them returning 2 million shares instantly. It basically you see the same thing happening, but the data doesn't really reflect this. This has to catch up. I guarantee effing you they were reshorting the stock today. Absolutely guaranteed. There's a couple things I just don't want to hear about from you morons anymore. I can't stand you gap fillers just in general. But guys, if you look at 226 to 227, okay, there is no gap. Okay, this candle, the high is 869. This candle, the low is 870. So are you going to really tell me one penny is what's pulling this thing back down? It's not what's pulling it back down. They're shorting the stock. The technicals, you're not in trouble at all here, guys. The uptrend looks really, really good. If anything, I didn't want to see that big gap up. We were looking so nice coming off my mustard hashed line here. My beautiful mustard colored hashed line that I've applied to this chart so expertly by just drawing it through the bottom. It's absolutely, not too meaningful. But this candle is really not a big reason to worry. We're still making higher lows. Higher lows are what matters. Higher lows are what defines an uptrend. The fact that it's pushing down on the highs, it doesn't really bother me. It's just telling me there's a lot of pressure on the stock and it's going to go up. Retarders don't want to sell this stock under 10. The institutions, the mutual funds, the ETFs that are coming in to buy the stock more and more, they're not going to sell the stock. They're buying here. All the pressure on the stock downward is from these, young brash asshats that were shorting the stock heavily for some reason between 680 and 740, expecting a really bad ER. I think a lot of these PUDs really thought that SoFi was not going to make a gap net profit, that management was just flapping their gums. It's like that Gary turd, that big bullum-headed retired turder. I don't know how you say that. I'll have to kick that around. Have to workshop that with my team of writers. I work with the same people that Conan works with. On their off hours, they write for Un Poco Moss. It's a pro bono project. They know I'm special needs. But anyway, guys, I have a bunch of stuff written here on this ironically on a Bank of America advertisement they sent to me. I basically put my notes. You can see I'm perfectly sane from the notes that I've taken there. But if any of you guys want to talk about anything that's going on today, please it's an open forum, guys. Bread Dab, thank you for retracting that message. I've been losing weight and it's just not appreciated. Guys, if you've seen my SoFi shirt, it is nicely concealing my man boobs under this slimming black attire. Very smooth. Was able to order this off of a printing service. I can't give these away. I had to pay money for it. I didn't make these myself. I'm not violating anybody's copyright. My biological father, Anthony Nono, gave me permission to do it. It's 6:30 p.m. after a white night, no life. Hold my tap water. Matt Flo loves it. Yeah, not a lurker. I'm not a big Matt Damon fan. I just love Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck is so talented. He has a huge forehead, much like the five head, much like the bologna sandwich. We got Jake the Snake 141414. He's been waiting for this. Sorry about that, Jake. If you're waiting for this, you got some issues. Not a lurker, like and subscribe. Thank you, Matt Flo, for filling in for Not a lurker there. He is certainly missed. We are each other's lives now. Yes, we are the turd army, guys. We may be turds, but we have each other, and together we may not be strong. We may not accomplish anything, but at least we can pass the time and forget about our depressing lives for just a few minutes. Flint, yep. Thanks, Sebastian. I appreciate it, man. Um, I love you guys too, and I appreciate you guys watching. It's you don't have to make everything into a gay thing, Beach Boy. It's not, there's love between investors. It can be just a platonic, distant love. It can be a love you just don't acknowledge. We don't have to, I'm just not too touchy, guys. You know, you're saying you love the show, not that you necessarily, bear some type of sick attraction to, portly middle-aged stock junkies. It's not even a gender issue. Just came on to the show support. I'll listen to all the fun and rants and Poco later. Sure, Colombian Kingpin, I appreciate you checking in and catching the rerun. Not a lurkers. I don't see not a lurker. Great idea. Have a heat press. My share buy so far. Yeah, any you guys want to send me some shirts? I don't care what they say. You can say Matt Flo was here. Get it faded. Yeah, I wish. I just got it. I think today or yesterday. So yeah, just like this is a big shirt. SoFi is a big fintech. Say AI surge after hours. You're gonna carry on SoFi in your turdy opinion. Um. Guys, this is what I want to talk about. Some of these companies basically are getting valuations based on what I am, I like to coin terms, obviously, guys. What was the term? I already forgot. It was in my notes. Does anybody see it? Can anybody look? It was like um, hype. HVSs. I think it was the opposite of FUD. But I can't get into the description right now, I don't think. I completely forgot what I was going to say. I probably should have wrote that down. But basically, it's hype, it's vapor, and it's bullshit. HVBs, I think it's the opposite of FUD. So you look at a lot of companies. I was just thinking, like, remember when everybody like SoFi went way down when Apple announced that partnership with Goldman Sachs and Mucus, and that's completely crashed and burned. And then I was just noticing the other day, a lot of everybody was saying Apple's going to kill Tesla, Apple's going to kill, all the Chinese EV companies, and Apple just canceled their electric car after 10 years of development and investment. But people are saying, these are going to change the world. And, frankly, I'm a Tesla investor. I like Tesla, but a lot of the Tesla fanboys and the napkin math turds and, the bald assholes, they're just completely unrealistic morons. They're like, at a minimum, Tesla's price is going to be, $40,000 by the end of 2025 or whatever. It's just completely ridiculous. Look at what you get, a firm comes out and they make some deal with Amazon that's going to make them absolutely no money over time. And it's not going to keep them from the dustbin of history, from the bankrupt piece of shit, no idea, no USP, no nothing. It's just all hype. So they made a deal with Amazon. So what? You think Amazon's going to give them margin? You think Amazon's going to give them profit? Amazon's worse than Walmart. They bend their partners over a barrel and show them the 50 fucking states. They're not going to give a firm any money. Same thing with Rivian. Look at Rivian's valuation. Rivian is going bankrupt, much like its little bastard cousin Lucid and so many of these other companies. QuantumScape. And that stupid company ballooned what, like a 50 billion market cap? You guys remember a little spat called Hylian? That stock ran to like $50. Its founder was the billionaire, a couple years later, they have absolutely no money, no product. This is a hybrid semi truck. The point is, guys, these hype valuations are just crazy for non accomplishments. It's fake. Upstart. I mean, everybody I think is kind of on to Upstart, but you have SoFi making these giant real accomplishments, balancing guns and butter perfectly, making net profit, working toward extraordinarily good margins, doing so responsibly, consistently, growing very rapidly. Do people realize, even with the last ER, if you really look at the trend, SoFi's growing a lot faster than Palantir. And I know people are saying it's a big difference. Palantir has a lot of cash. They own Bitcoin. They own all these companies. They're like a mini Nvidia. They're going to take over the world. And I get it. But so much can change. If you want to talk about risk, if you want to talk about unpredictability, the markets used to hate that stuff. Palantir's the definition of it. It's so cutting edge. We're like, I don't understand SoFi's technology. They build infrastructure for other banks and fintechs. It's not even that hard to understand. But Palantir you get and you're just going to throw money at? What does a firm do? Well, machine learning, AI, language models, big number theories. Oh, here's some money. Oh, what are we doing, guys? Does anybody have any ideas? Facts, love is love, might not. Where can we get the SoFi shirt? You can get it from a place called Printerville. And it's not great quality, but it's the only place that I know of you can get a 3XL SoFi shirt. So there you go. Tanner talked in the third person today, just FYI. Is that good or bad? I don't know. I need to get on with Tanner again. He's invited me a few times. I've just been very busy. I was sick. I've been working like a dog, doing big dog work, nonstop out my ass. But guys, big dog works comes first. Big dog pays the bills, and that's just the way it is. You run with the big dog, or you get left behind. So, thanks for the shout out. You got it, Jake the Snake. I don't like my rambling, but I'd rather you guys have to listen to it than Princess J. If I have to drive one of you crazy, I'll choose you guys. SoFi marching to a flawless victory in a New York minute. Absolutely. Amazon is just a lame ass bookstore. It'll never make it. I know. And SoFi ticks all the boxes, guys. I know I like cliches. It ticks all the boxes. It's hitting the sweet spot. It's in a great industry. The industry's huge with fat margins because they don't really do anything. Don't you idiots understand that? Why do you want to build electric vehicles? Why do you want to refine lithium when you can just push paper around, push numbers around, loan people money? It's all a fugazi anyway. Like you're making money out of thin air. You don't have a real product. That's the beauty of SoFi. Uncle Bruce was talking about it. You're serving millions and millions of members with 4,000 full-time employees. And you can add millions of more members with just adding a few more employees, a few more servers, a few more chat bots, a few more AIs. Remember that movie AI, like Steven Spielberg? Maybe they get that little kid. What's that little fucker's name? Cuba Gooding Jr.? No, I think he was the kid in The Sixth Sense. I don't know. He's a little robot or something. I Robot. I don't know what the fuck these movies are. They're extremely confusing. But guys, I want to talk about why SoFi is really the perfect growth stock. Because it's so predictable, because it's boring, because it's low risk, because it's not these unpredictable government contracts and the next AI breakthrough. You're not, what if, some other company makes some type of breakthrough that makes your technology largely obsolete? That's not going to happen in banking and financial services. This money lending has been the same basic fucking deal for centuries and eons and forever. You take people's money, you loan it to other people at a much higher rate, you make a huge spread. And as far as this software as a service, this is the best fucking business on earth. You write this code basically once, you write these modules once, you customize it, you sell it to people over and over. You have a small team, again, servicing a big group of customers. It's a great model. It's a lean business model. You have low marginal costs, additional costs as you add members. You have great marginal incremental margins. So as you add new customers, most of the money or a lot more of the money you're bringing in at the top line gets to the bottom line because you just don't have, you have a favorable cost structure because you're all digital. You hear Jamie Dimon talking about adding branches. SoFi's doing the opposite. Guys, I was wondering if you guys are in LA, if you guys see everything going on around SoFi, I would love to see SoFi do some kind of center, like even if it's not made like a shopping center, um, luxury condos, and put a luxury SoFi cafe branch. I think they have two or three branches like Yuba City, Sacramento, and Utah or something. Make that the fourth branch. I don't mind paying. Make it a beautiful branch where people could come in from the stadium, join SoFi, people that signed up for SoFi stay while they're waiting for their ride, waiting for their train, waiting for their flight, whatever it is. Let them come in and just enjoy the SoFi Cafe. Think about it as like an airport ultra lounge, very chic, people in fancy shoes, people with really good hair plugs, that kind of vibe. Sexy. No, but I think it's really a good idea. And you could do the same thing at all the NBA stadiums. Mini SoFi Ultra Lounge branches. Get in here. Have yourself a blue SoFi specialty cocktail and sign your happy ass up for a credit card. Get you some high interest banking products. Come on in, sign up for life insurance with SoFi. Hey, you want a free drink? Come on in, sign up for this service with SoFi. Come on in, have a couple of cocktails, have some mini wieners, have some pigs in a blanket, have some sushi, have some California rolls, you uncultured Midwest asshole, and sign up for SoFi. Always be selling. We're gonna take a nobody. We haven't even scratched the fucking surface of this NBA deal. It's such big news. That's why when these hype, vapor, and bullshit HVB accomplishments, the opposite of FUD, where they elevate these stocks to these insane valuations based on Fugazi growth. It's like you look at SoFi's growing faster. SoFi's making money. SoFi has the best executive team. Do I have to rant about this every day of my life until I'm in the grave? Until somebody listens to me? I'm ethereal. Guys, I'm super ethereal. I killed Man Bear Pig and nobody will listen to me. Like, what is wrong with these? Why is everybody talking doom and gloom? And then the FUD, these interest rates. Guys, we can survive fine in a high rate environment. Take advantage. The guns and butter scales balance. If interest rates are high, pay the top interest rate, pay 5, go out and get all of these high value customers. What do I call them? Yaks, young, affluent, something. I forget all my acronyms. They're all so stupid. But now we're talking about height, vapor, and bullshit. HVB arguments, the opposite of FUD. A lot of these, whether you talk about Apple, Rivian, Upstart, you talk about a lot of these companies, QuantumScape. I would add in a firm. Palantir and CrowdStrike, those are legitimate companies. They do incredible things, but their valuations are extremely high. CrowdStrike does not deserve the premium it gets to SoFi. It just doesn't. And I like CrowdStrike. I'm a CrowdStrike investor. I have been for some time. It went way up. I didn't sell it. I should have. It went back down. Blah blah blah. Story of my life. Um, what's going on? Who else is here? Anybody? Let's see. Nobody really commenting. I don't think anybody is really watching this thing. Yeah, Toto Fugazi growth. I'm trying to coin some terms. I'm trying to throw something out there. I'm trying to, I'm trying to get a mention, trying to get a like. No, don't like and subscribe, guys. If anything, thumbs down and go away. Short-term hype, fear takes over. Long-term, great company. Yeah, but guys, tomorrow could be ugly. I mean, I wish retail had the balls to just ignore the inflation and buy the stock and really buy the dip so they can't, push it down because everybody's going to have probably a lot of fear tomorrow if that number comes in hot. As everybody sort of thinks it will based on the last couple of readouts that we've seen. But what else did I want to talk about? What was I talking about? It was probably some kind of incoherent bullshit. But yeah, guns or butter. So if rates are high, guys, grow fast. Like, and then the butter part is you go out, you conquer, you raid, and then when you bring home the spoils, you hunker down. That's the butter part. You take it. I don't know what the right analogy is, but it's an economic thing. You have to balance, basically defense. You have to balance defense spending with domestic spending. Basically, it's a thing. I forget the guy's name who coined the phrase, but anyway, I knew it 30 years ago. Um, SoFi ticks all the boxes, guys. Profit margin, growth, disruptive tech. You're seeing more diversification. You're seeing the right industry. So SoFi can be fine in a low rate environment. You stimulate a ton of demand for some of their other products, for their student loan refinancing, for their home loans. Probably more demand for personal loans as well, though personal loan demand is absolutely fine. And that's what I'm saying about the narrative that's painted with these companies. You just Palantir all of a sudden is just Jesus Christ reincarnated, that carp guy with the curly hair. I mean, he's cool. He's a very smart guy. He's a brilliant guy. He's an American patriot. I have a ton of respect for the guy. I know he's weird and people have differing opinions on him, but I personally like him personally a lot better than Elon Musk. I'm not saying he's a better CEO or anything, but I think he's a very impressive guy. I mean, they gave him like $1 billion compensation package, but the media just starts these things. And in another year, he could be, completely down the road. They could be trashing him, and somebody else will be the flavor of the month. It's just how it goes. Maybe it's the chat GTP guy or, whatever the fuck it is. But that's just what they decide. It's not based on the fact that the company's making money. It's not based on the fact that they're necessarily disruptive. I mean, Palantir is disruptive, but at what scale? And by the time these AI applications really get there, will they still be the clear leader of the pack? Are they the clear leader of the pack right now? I know they get these military deals, but other companies get military deals too. Could a SpaceX come in and challenge what they do? Could another company come in and challenge what they do? I don't know. All these defense contractors aren't just going away. They make a ton of money. These are huge companies. They have AI departments. They have good engineers. I don't know. Is Palantir that much better? Is the CEO just a genius? I don't know why I'm just ranting on and on about Palantir. I think their valuation just annoys me, and I missed the big run up, and so I'm probably just kicking myself in the ass because I deserve it. But the point is, guys, I want SoFi management to grab the bull by the horns, and if rates stay higher for longer, say this is good for SoFi, and lay out the case. Make the case forcefully. We've done extremely well in a high rate environment, and we will continue to do so. Guys, I'd like to direct your attention to this here little article. This I just found is an old article in Seeking Alpha. It's no big deal, but I was looking around and I was running different calculations and different models you can plug in on different websites, different numbers, different assumptions, kind of get basically it produces valuation ranges, bear, bull, sort of mid case for, and SoFi. And a lot of the people that, from Morningstar to different models, that people tend to respect, most people have SoFi to fair value $12 to $15 based on growth models. That's not based on EPS. I mean, if you're going to look at EPS, like they just became EPS positive one quarter. This will be their first year. It's completely unreasonable. That stupid article I read yesterday by that stupid moron in Seeking Alpha, who's actually really smart, but he's like, look, $48 million isn't that big a number. SoFi sucks. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like that's weak. It's weak sauce, dude. You're better than that. You should be better than that. Okay, so guys, this is just a list out of nowhere. And this guy's, he's some guy. He was a Silicon Valley executive. I won't go back and read his CV. I didn't never heard of the guy in my life, but the article makes a lot of sense. My filters, checklists, screeners, conditions mostly stem from qualitative factors. Many of them borrowed from legendary investors such as Peter Lynch, Philip Fisher, Warren Buffett, excuse me, Howard Marks, or Chris Meyer. And remember, when you're talking Warren Buffett, you can't forget about Charlie Munger, who I think is actually, again, in my opinion, was quite a bit smarter than Buffett. I think Buffett's the hardest working man in the world. Just a bulldog, but I think Munger was like a poet, investor, genius, and really enjoyed listening to Munger a lot more than Warren Buffett. And I do have a lot of respect for Warren Buffett. That's neither here nor there. Okay, among other things, I look for recurring revenue. Okay, guys, I mean, lending really doesn't get any better than that. People are paying you interest every single month, every single year, every single day, whatever way you want to look at it. Software as a service, perfect model for recurring revenue. Guys, scalability. I mean, this is like an absolute home run. This is what Uncle Bruce was talking about the other day with SoFi taking care of so many banking customers, so many lending customers with so few employees. That's because the company is all digital. It's digital native. They control their own tech side. They have their own tech company. The scalability is an A plus plus. I think the recurring revenue is at least a B or if not a B plus. Competitive advantage. This is where a lot of people say SoFi has no competitive advantage. The same people that say SoFi has absolutely no moat. I think they're completely incorrect. The margins are proving SoFi has a competitive advantage. People are like, why is SoFi growing deposits so fast? Well, it's not just as a ratio that they just came from zero. They're actually growing customers in terms of consumer checking accounts at a faster nominal rate than Wells Fargo, or at least they were a few quarters ago. I assume they still are. It's probably only accelerated. SoFi clearly has a competitive advantage in the sense that customers appreciate the fact they are trying to help them get their money right. It's creating a loyalty, it's creating a stickiness. Much like inflation, direct deposit customers are very sticky. Okay? I don't know if they spilled some scissor on themselves or what happened. Happened? That was a good bit. He used to say, "What happened?" That was in one of those Christopher Guest movies, I think, Waiting for Guffman. Absolutely insane. That was his catchphrase. He'd say, "What happened?" It was that Fred Armisen guy who got busted for like jacking off in a theater or something in Hollywood. I don't know. That's neither here nor there. But let's move on. Competitive advantage. It's just one of those things you can argue about till you're blue in the face. I believe the sort of, holy trinity of the bank charter at just the right time, the tech acquisitions at just the right time, and then the wheel, the business model that sort of puts this all together, takes advantage of the tech, takes advantage of the bank charter. Those things, the bank charter helps the tech side sell the clients. The tech side helps SoFi save between 80 and $120 million a year. It all works perfectly. It all works in a synergy. That is the competitive advantage. That's why SoFi is able to offer their customers a better deal, more interest, less fees, better loan rates, yada, 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 motherfuckers. When are these basic bitches going to understand what I'm saying? Am I just flapping my gums here? Am I just pissing in the wind? Am I just wishing down the wishing well with Terrence Trent D'Arby? What am I doing here, guys? Okay, competitive advantage. You can debate that till you're blue in the face. I believe SoFi has a huge competitive advantage, and that's why they're growing so fast. That's why they're growing EBITDA so fast. That's why profit is going to grow very, very rapidly in the next couple of years. Significant addressable market. Forget about it. Forget about it. What does forget about it mean? He's like Paul Giamatti. He's like, well, sometimes it means, that was really good, like them sausage and peppers. Forget about it. Sometimes it means this, and sometimes it just means forget about it. Forgot about it. Anyway, guys, Donnie Brasco, very good film. Significant addressable market. Guys, the financial sector is just absolutely massive. I mean, look at who SoFi is taking customers from. It's not just Chase. It's not just these top five. Everybody's talking about Citibank. Everybody has deduced that it is, in fact, Citibank that, SoFi has this major proof of concept going on. Everybody's either saying it's either them or US Bank. It doesn't make sense with Chase or Bank of America. Too much development on their own side. Doesn't really make sense from Wells Fargo because I don't think Noto would want that stank. I don't think he want that stank on him. Of course, he wouldn't turn down Wells Fargo as a company, but I would just pee on Wells Fargo and call it a day because they suck. I don't like Wells Fargo. But anyway, guys, I mean, I really think those executives should have gone to prison for all that stuff they did. They really should. I mean, anybody, guys go to prison for, robbing a parking meter, jumping a turnstile. You can go to prison in Mississippi for like, very minor amount of drugs. And it's like these people, steal identities, sign all these fake accounts, commit, mail fraud, wire fraud, every other kind of fraud. And they get, the lady got like $100 million bonus or something. It's just insane. The more you steal, the less consequences. That's just I mean, really, that is how America works. I hate to get off on a rant, but it's like, man, these white collar criminals. They made an example of Madoff, but that was just so blatant. Anybody else, it's like, oh well, if you plead guilty to one misdemeanor, you have to, get 6 months probation. And by the way, you can keep your $120 million. Oh, oh, that's pretty harsh, Judge. Couldn't you let her keep 121 million? I guess so. In the interest of justice, we can let Miss Jane. Miss Dewey Cheatham and Howe. Anyway, guys, significant addressable market. That's not even funny. This they could take market share from these giant banks forever, and the banks will barely feel it. I mean, remember, SoFi's an $8 billion market cap with all three sides of their business. Chase is what is it, 500 billion, Bank of America 400, Citibank 250 billion. I mean, you're talking just those three companies are like $1 trillion worth of market cap. So SoFi is 1/10, less than 1/10 of 1% of that. And they could take market forever. So significant addressable market. And there are a lot of markets that SoFi that are going to be presented to SoFi that we're not even thinking about yet. That's the beauty of this wheel. More and more things get on the wheel. When you have these young, affluent, high value clients that SoFi is so good at picking up the super premium, the creme de la creme, the best of the best, the clients you'd want to bring home and meet your sister, want to meet your parents, whatever. The clients you bring home to mom and dad. Okay, best in class leadership, guys. Look at the list. I mean, look at CLP3, look at Noto, look at the leadership team. I was just hearing another video, I think by the stock goat. He was talking about how they actually have with like the former guy who was the head of technology for I think US Bank. He actually works for SoFi or for Galileo. I forget. I was watching the Stock Goats video again. Highly recommend the Stock Goat. All his SoFi content and apps. There's a reason they call him the GOAT. Because he's the greatest of all time, even with all due respect to my biological father, Anthony Noto. You got to tip your hat to the Stock Goat. Best in class leadership. We don't even have to go there, guys. I've licked Anthony Noto's taint enough. It's like spread the cheek. Everybody, every SoFi pumper, kisses the ring of Anthony Noto. Outstanding culture, guys. I was reading. I didn't get into the 10K because it's like 5 million pages long, and I just started reading it, and I was going over the fine points. Excuse me, guys. Very, very tired if this is a bit incoherent, but I was going over the actual description of the SoFi culture, how they build the company. I've been hearing Noto talk about how he laid out a vision to the board 6 years ago for what he was going to make SoFi into, how he was going to lead the company, utilizing the concepts in the book The Art of War. He didn't turn back. He has no doubts. He burned the boats and he's ready to do battle. Anthony Noto is a cold blooded killer, a genius, ninja, fintech assassin, a finance fucking guru, an execution genius. He's an executioner. That's how well he executes. Should be a professional wrestler. Walk around with one of those big fake axes. That's how the man executes. So I don't even think there's a question we have the best in class leadership. We have the best in world leadership, best in the universe leadership. If there's other people in other galaxies, I bet we still have the best executive team right here at SoFi Technologies Incorporated. Of course, ticker symbol SOFI. I don't know if anybody's watching this turd. If you are, thank you for tuning in to Un Toco Moss, the show where we give you just a little bit more for the entire team. Hurricane Lopez, Stock Karen, myself, Danny Deals, and of course, Jay Money, not a lurker. The man with the purple wrench. He could not be here right now because he had to get some sleep and go to work, which is perfectly understandable. We certainly forgive you, and we hope we will be able to catch Jay Money on another interview or another video tomorrow if I make another one of these turds. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of sweating here under the lights. Got to bail out of this piece of shit here pretty soon. Let's see. Outstanding culture. That's what I was talking about. Guys, read the 10K if you really want to kill some time, if you really have no life. It's just very impressive. And read Anthony Noto's vision. Watch the last couple of videos. Chris Lapointe with the chode at UBS. There's a reason they have BS in the name, but hey, at least they raised the SoFi price target a buck to 8, so that's not all bad. And then particularly watch the interview with Noto with Kathy Wood. I think he was at his very best with Aunt Kathy. Confident, he had time to explain concepts, he had time to lay out the bigger picture, he had time to lay out his real vision. Not just the numbers, not just the growth, but the vision. Where does SoFi fit into the marketplace? Why is there such a screaming demand for a top 10 financial institution that treats people and treats clients the way customers should be treated? They want to come back. They don't feel trapped. SoFi does not want their customers to say, "Oh, it's just too hard to leave. I hate it here, but it's just too hard to leave." So many Wells Fargo customers, mega bank customers, that's what they're saying. They're like, "Oh, it's just so inconvenient." That's what SoFi wants you to love the experience of being a SoFi member. That's why they keep giving you a better deal. It's not just to retain customers. I mean, they're doing that with direct deposit. They're doing that with interest. But why do they keep making these programs to actually help people, these matching programs, retirement, student loans? They want to get their money right. If you listen to Noto, he's extremely sincere. This NBA thing, he's talking about his mother. Noto's biography is just incredible. I think we have like a once in a lifetime CEO with Anthony Noto. I said I was going to stop licking his taint for 5 seconds, and again I'm back to doing it. Oh boy, look at me. I'm a pumper. I'm a cultist. What are you going to do? Strong track record of outperformance. Again, guys, every single quarter, virtually since they've been a public company, they beat on the top and bottom line. They tell you exactly what they're going to do. They give you a roadmap for years down the road, and they go out and they overperform and they execute. They underpromise and they overdeliver. That's a strong track record of outperformance. We all know the story. Ability to create new revenue streams. Guys, just read this. The ability to just reinvent the entire company out of thin air when it was threatened with an extinction level event. Okay? The business model lends itself to new revenue streams. They're adding things all the time. They're adding retirement. They brought on the lady from the New York Fed. She's been there for like 30 years, Anne Green or whatever the fuck her name was. She's going to talk to a few people here and there, Fed Jerome Powell, OBS, oh no, OBS is the streaming software. Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, OCC. There's so many acronyms, guys. I just forget about them. Um, but in any case, guys, they have so much ability to create new revenue streams. They can not only expand geographically, they can expand to new markets, business banking, business lending. There's so many ways you can go in the financial sector. And that's not even talking about all the new things Galileo can add and how easily and quickly they can add them. So the ability to create new revenue streams, I think, is absolutely outstanding. Now, we already, I think, took a look at the live short interest, but let's just see if this is updated because this is going to go way back up. There's no way that this is going to stay down, and then you had that after hours move. I believe they were probably just pushing down on very little volume after hours, but not too worried about it. Let's see, guys. Let me sniff back through some of the comments here. Some of you guys are very active. I don't know if I can follow all this. Um, SoFi marching flawless victory. Fugazi growth short term hype. I think I read this. Did you ever listen to that band Fugazi? Yes, I have indeed listened to the band Fugazi. Good evening. Was trying to see if the top five bank deal only benefited Galileo numbers, or will there be verbiage on future perks products that tie to both companies? I mean, obviously, a top five bank's not going to need SoFi to issue their credit cards or do their banking or do invest. I mean, I think it's going to be a Galileo deal. Will there be synergies? Will there? I mean, it's going to raise the profile of, so I don't know if that's exactly what you meant, Ross, but it's going to raise the profile of SoFi considerably because SoFi obviously owns all of Galileo. So I just think if Galileo is providing the backbone for a top five bank, it's going to help SoFi as a company. It's going to bleed over from Galileo. It's the shine. They're gonna have shine from that deal. There's no question about it. Um, their best album instrument was, I don't know the albums enough well enough to say, Matthew. I have heard the band, but I don't know it well, so I'd have to go back and give her a listen. Vincent Zahowski, what's up, Danny? Do you think about those calls on March 15, 18 and 19 strikes? Check into SPZ. I haven't had time, guys. Sorry, Vincent. I will try. Are you still like the stock and why? Um, 18 and 19 strikes on March 15th. I don't know. I haven't checked the options for March 15th, to be honest with you. Um, check it out. I got time on my hands if that wasn't obvious. March 15. Jeez. So volume, open interest, 15. I mean, there's no volume. I mean, those are all dead. I think that was people were maybe buying those strikes, you know, in case they came in and earned, 7 cents or something. I'm not really sure, but I don't think that's going to become a factor. I think those positions are all either closed or just dead money. So I don't really think it matters, to be honest with you. Um, let's see, guys. Anybody coming into the stock, 28 new Veen sold a few shares at a tiny position. Investment trust, SA funds, investment trust, SA US small company fund. They're coming in $7.95 average for not too many shares, 12,000 shares. They're Guide Mark Small Mid Cap Core Fund came in and increased their shares 54%, sitting on them just about 6,000 shares, so not much going on there. EP Wealth Advisors filed a 13F. Average price 743, doesn't have any data. State Street total return, let's see, 612. Looks like they have very many shares. I don't know. Average, looks like they sold a few shares actually. So just kind of a mixed bag here. Not much going on. Stock account class R1 QCSTRX. I don't really know what that means. Average 663. 709,000 shares increased by 2%. So you guys can see a few buys coming in, a few sellers. Not a hugely active day. So again, that buying activity, the institutional buying activity, of course, is slowing way down after the earnings, but it's still trickling in, and it's still not too bad. You can see the institutional ownership continues to move up significantly. It's not as fast as we'd like, but considering off these lows, it has moved up quite nicely, and I think it will definitely pass these all-time highs as more filings come in throughout the quarter. As far as the aggregate short volume ratio, again, um, inching back up, but not extremely high today. So there you kind of see the more flat performance in the stock, definitely pushing down at the end. I think those numbers will be revised, and you'll see they were actually shorting the stock a little bit more than the numbers indicated. So we're looking at 158 million shares short. Off exchange short volume ratio 39%. Short interest to free float is 17.36. The short squeeze score is a 65, which is getting pretty high. That was much, much higher. Still plenty of shares available, still very low cost to borrow. On the SoFi stock, there's just a lot of shares, and they're printing shares all the damn time. So that's just kind of the way it is. Anything popping on tip ranks, anything else. Popping over here. This pullback was justified. This is a dumb article by just juxtaposed ideas. It was just stupid. Um, and then on tip ranks, is there any news? Just give it a quick look. See. Where the hell's the news on this thing? News and insights. I don't know. It's stretched. Call it insights. Run for the Hills, says Morgan Fudley. That was 26 days ago. Still the first article they have up there. Don't jump the gun, says Wedbush. This is again 29 days ago. Still first articles. Still the headlines. That's funny. 1 month ago. Square versus SoFi 1 month ago. So I assume that's three tick. And then you get into the more current headlines. It's just funny. Three fintech frontrunners that can finance your future. Kathy Wood is buying these 11 stocks. Fintech disruptors, seven growth stocks that will revolutionize finance. These are, well, a lot of investment plays. Pre-market movers, SoFi Technologies down 1.2%, seven small cap, so it's a lot of good headlines down here, a lot of negative FUD up here. But what else is new? I don't really know what else I was talking about. It was just basically a bunch of nonsense and bullshit. But um, another thing is just people fail to understand is like Noto and Lapointe, these guys are constantly hedging risk. They're constantly hedging against interest rate fluctuations. They're hedging against, defaults by selling loans, by sharing that risk with Blackstone and others. I say these guys are playing three-dimensional genius chess when all the others are just playing with their puds. They got a short squeeze in their chonies, and that's just the way it is, guys. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm not the, I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger, guys. You wouldn't shoot a man with glasses. Anyway, guys, that's all about all I've got for you turds, unless somebody has something very, very interesting to say. Thoughts on their app, by the way, we always sort of fix it in my opinion. As far as the SoFi app, I really like the SoFi app, guys. It serves a purpose. Maybe you guys want to trade, straddles and do auto asphyxiations in your free time. I can't control that, but I think for 99% of people out there where time is money, they're just looking, more for ETFs, looking to pick a few stocks. I think the SoFi app works incredibly well. I use it 100 times a day. I use the cards. I think, like I said, I use six products. I love the app. Now, is for options trading, for covered calls. I wish it had some of that stuff, but it is what it is, guys. They have a target market, and you hardcore traders, you hardcore turders, you day turders, you swing turders, you just general turds. It's not you. So, you most of us have multiple banks, guys. I'm a Bank of America customer. I'm a Chase customer. I'm a Citibank customer. I have accounts, business accounts at all three of those banks by necessity. I'm a City National Bank customer. I'm a local credit union customer. I'm a Farmers and Merchants Bank customer. And I'm a big SoFi customer. I have many, many monies in SoFi. It doesn't mean I don't like SoFi, but the reality is most people have several financial institutions they work with. I hope one day those like business accounts and everything are all at SoFi, but that's going to be quite a few days down the road. Palantir have aisle six, one of three companies, IRCC, unless there's another player in Palantir likely going. I totally hear you, technical investor Wong. I'm not trying to hate on Palantir. I'm just saying even if they lead in certain fields of military software, does that necessarily mean they're going to be a bigger, more profitable, revolutionary company than SoFi? I mean, everybody says, "Oh, Palantir is going to be the next $1 trillion." Come, slow down. It's not even close to that. So they shouldn't hate on Palantir. I like the company. I think it's a little overvalued at this time, but I think they're going to do great things. Still get over that hoodie, damn. Isn't Buffett dead now? No, Charlie Munger is dead. Buffett is still alive. The bank term funding program will stop making new loans. Thoughts on how this will? I don't really know, honestly, Tyrone Jenkins. I'm not sure what the bank term funding program is, to be totally honest with you. So I would have to look it up. But give me if you can give me a thumbnail sketch on how you think it'll affect SoFi, I will give you some bullshit on what I think. Respected how much Mr. Munger read. Yeah, Munger was seriously just a brilliant, brilliant man. I mean, just all across the board. I love listening to just his talks on YouTube. Let's not talk about my margins, by the way. That's a nice shirt. Do they make it for men? Oh, hello. We got a comedian. Once the student loans will really come back, because people start banking with SoFi, home loans, etc. Webull going, yeah, I know. Webull's gonna get a really nice valuation. It sounds like. Yeah, it was a good trade. I did it with options. I sold half my calls, was up about 220%. Bought a few calls again for the first time. Just kind of got lucky on that run up. Made a pretty good amount of money. Still hanging on to a few, hoping it was going to go back up. But just, I mean, if we get a sort of a dovish inflation number, I think SoFi is going to go nuts tomorrow. But most people think we're not. So most people think inflation's going to be hot. I read, like, I was listening to some video earlier, and it was like five different sources. They were all giving sort of the same story. What's up, Bobby Joe? That's okay. Better late than never when you're talking Bobby Joe. B Hop, un poco mas indeed, B Hop. Thanks, Danny. You needed un poco sleep. Peace out, Beach Boy. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna sign off here. Dolph Ziggler. Hey, Danny, have you seen Tony's hair late? Yeah, he's got more gray. He's looking more like Robert De Niro at the end of Casino. He's got the big glass. He's looking a little bit older. I love it. I love the look. Um, Hi, Dad. I sold some beer money stock the other day, then transferred the checking, then had it the same day. Dang, yeah, SoFi's better and better with the transfers. When I first started, it would take a day or two to hit, and everything's instant. It works quite well. They have margin. They have made. Good night, Flint Creek. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate you. Appreciate the soap also. I'm sure I'll see it soon. Did short interest increase or have it covered a bit this week? No, it just increased. I mean, well, the data they just came out with is 2 weeks old. So that increased to 158 million shares, and then if you basically look at the Ortex in the borrowing, it's been going up and up and up. So the short interest was down here, 14% of the free float. Then it jumped up the last two readings. So no, they haven't been covering anything this week, um, in my opinion. So let's see. Hello, Bro King Sound. Good to see you. Hello and welcome, welcome and hello. Tevis made a video saying SoFi plus Citibank confirmed. I haven't actually seen a press release or anything on that, but I that's what everybody's saying. I guess there was a big relationship. I don't know a lot of stuff, guys. Don't confuse me with facts. 25 minutes ago. Okay. Have to take a look at that. I'm not sure. Let's see. Citibank. I don't know. SoFi deal. Online banking. Citigroup maintains SoFi. It's probably too new, guys. I don't see anything. Um, let's see if we can see Tevis's video. SoFi credit card, Citi double cash. It says just a bunch of crap, guys. I can't really find anything. But I will try to check it out if that is confirmed. I don't know. Is the contract confirmed? Is the proof of concept confirmed? What's confirmed? So I don't know. But 25 minutes ago. So where did the Tevis made a video just 25 minutes ago talking about it? Okay, I'll have to check it out, guys. That's really all I've got, guys. It's the SoFi stock, ticker symbol SOFI. She's down 3% on the day, down again another point or so after hours, sitting at about 875. Remember, they like to work in 25-cent increments. Max Payne's $8. I think it was who was it? It was saying they're going to pull it down to 850. I think the entertainment guy, I forget his name, entertainment option 250 million share guy. I think he was saying they're going to pull it down under 850, which may very well be true, guys. It all depends on this inflation number we'll get tomorrow. You're very welcome, Toto. I appreciate you watching. Hey, guys, I want to thank everybody for watching the program here this evening. I'll appreciate not a lurker. He wasn't able to be here. Sorry, I've been doing the show at such irregular times, but just very, very hectic schedule. Hope you guys all have a great night. It's Un Poco Mas. Ticker. We don't have a ticker symbol. It's just Un Poco Mas. SoFi stock, SoFi Technologies Incorporated. Ticker symbol is SOFI. Thanks a lot for watching. Goodbye and farewell, Vincent. Have a great night, everybody. Peace. I'm out of here.